Okay, so I should probably have a better intro than I do, but I have literally been like dreading doing this video. Not really, because no one's making me do it, but I've been saying I was going to do this for probably 2 months now. I mean, my wife has been on me about we really need to share this journey on YouTube because I don't quite know why, but she really wants to, and I think it's pretty cool too. We do watch a lot of other YouTubers that do like thrifting and reselling, and I do find it entertaining. I just don't really know if I want to entertain all the time. So yeah, anyways, terrible way to start a YouTube video, but here we are. My name is Harvey. I am one half of a couple of thrifters. The other half comprises of my wife, Jessie. She is going to be doing like come thrift with me videos. She likes to vlog. I'm not really a vlogger. I got shit to do, so this doesn't really work with what I got going on. But she's gonna be doing some like pack orders with me, come thrift with me. She's gonna show you how she processes all the clothes that we get when she goes out and thrifts and all of those fun things. I'm probably gonna just do the boring stuff, the what sold, the how is our business doing week to week, month to month, things like that. Yeah, this is kind of unorganized, and we're just gonna kind of free flow it here. Let me give some background though, that way if you care to stick around, you're not completely lost. Couple of months ago, actually it's been a few months at this point, time flies so fast, but me and my wife was just sitting here kind of rotting, watching YouTube like the rest of married couples in their mid to late 30s. And we came across a channel. I think she had watched them before, but Harry Tornado. And they're a husband and wife that go out and they thrift and they resell and they do live shows and all this stuff. And honestly, my first real reaction to this was like, this fucking guy, sorry, I don't talk right. You're going to get to know that if YouTube doesn't kick me off here. That was just hate though. Like I ended up being a pretty big fan. I watch the videos all the time. It's all love. It's just, at first I was like, what is a hairy tornado? What are we looking at? But as I continued to watch, I was like, hey, this is entertaining and it's interesting. And my wife is a stay-at-home mom. I work a full-time job. I have a full-time corporate job that takes a lot of my time and energy, and it takes a lot of energy at home too. I'm not trying to say it doesn't. I'm just saying that maybe she needed a little something to do. I thought this would be a good idea because we both literally love thrifting anyways. Like Goodwill is a go-to anyways for us. So like 1 + 1 is always equals 2 in this house. So when I think I just briefly mentioned to her, like, that's something you can do. Like, you should start doing this. We can make some extra money. We had an idea that we wanted to take our children to Disney for Christmas this year. We are going to do that. So we was like, hey, it would be cool to like make the money for that trip by doing this and not have to spend corporate money. I don't know. But that was the initial, let's get into this thing. And so, yeah, we started out and that was the plan. I don't think she had any kind of plans on, hey, maybe one day we take this thing full time, or this is going to go as fast as it's went. So we've had a learning curve. It's kind of taken over a lot of what we do when I am at home. It's become a major part of who we are as a family. And I really, really think that's actually dope because it's something that me and her kind of share together now. Not that we didn't share stuff together before, but we didn't really have a ton in common like that. This thrifting brought us together. We could say that. No, running a business is what actually has really brought us together. I'm sorry, I'm looking around at like mountains of clothing that need to get processed and put away. It's distracting me, ADHD. Yeah, but back to the story. So we started out with like, well, what do we have here at home? Let's get that stuff listed. And then we have Goodwill bins near us. We're in the Indianapolis area. So we've got a couple Goodwill bins around us. We only go to one though. And we've got some pretty good Goodwills near us as well. So that's where we source every bit of our inventory. I did do some different type of sourcing recently. I don't even know if I'm going to share that yet because I'm still winning with this, so I don't know. But the majority of what we source comes from Goodwill. The majority of that is from the Goodwill outlets. I believe ours is $1.99 a pound. Once you get over a certain amount of pounds, she knows what that is. I don't know what it is. It goes to $1.79. We're pretty much always at $1.79. So quickly, we was like, hey, let's see if we could get 100 items listed. And we did that pretty quickly. So then it was like, what happens when we get to 200? Yada, yada, yada. You know how that goes. We jumped full-fledged in it. I would say 2 or 3 weeks in. We seen proof of concept. I'm a business guy, so like the margins made a lot of sense to me. Organizing things is something I do a lot too. So I think her strengths and my strengths combined made this a little bit easier. I do know this would probably be way more difficult for someone doing it on their own, or even a married couple doing it. If both of you have like full-time corporate jobs, I think that would be difficult to scale it as quickly as we are. But that and still, like, I think it works out perfect for our family. So that's what brings me here in this chair, talking to strangers on the internet and about to tell you how much money we've made, which is also super strange to me. But my wife has deemed transparency. So that's what we're going to do. Even if I'm not 100% comfortable with that, that's what we're going to do. So if you've stuck around through the rambling in the beginning of this video, thank you. What I am going to do is I'm going to get into what sold. Now, great problem to have, but we're selling things pretty quickly, and I don't want this video to be an hour long. I don't want any of these videos to be that long. I had planned initially that, like, hey, I'm going to get on here every week and I'll do a what sold once a week. And then, like, today I began putting into the tabs like the sales, and I was like, oh, that's a lot. So what I'm going to show tonight is from Friday through Sunday, or to Sunday, because technically right now it's Saturday night. So it's just Friday and Saturday's worth of sales. We sell a good mixture of clothing, vintage, new stuff, Nike stuff. We sell a good mixture. So I'll go into some of what sold for us. A couple things you're probably not going to hear on this channel. I mean, you may hear it from my wife when she's vlogging and things, is words like bread and butter and bolo. One, I don't talk like that. Two, I'm not the feds, so it's just not my thing. But I guess the purpose of this video is to show you, if you're out there looking for things, you're just getting started, whatever, these are the types of things that sell. I also want to preface something. This is my channel. I'm going to keep talking if I want. I want to preface this by saying, hey, you don't have to be an expert to do any of this. None of us are experts. So I know you're probably going through the cycle of watching every YouTube video that you see. There's millions of thrifters out there. There's good information in a lot of the videos. I watch a lot of them just to, I don't know, learn brands and things that I did not know before. I've learned so much from doing that, but I don't want you to think that, like, if you don't have all this knowledge going in, you're going to fail, because you're not. For the most part, trust your gut. That's what I do. I walk in places. There is times that I pick up things based on brand alone, but a lot of the things I look at it and I touch it and I feel it, and I'm like, does it look good? Does it feel good? Does this feel like quality? And to me, that's enough. And I'm like, yeah, I want to get it. I'm not calculating sell through rates and all of that. In the beginning, I wasn't. I do now, but not like manually. I'm an actual AI professional. Like, yes, I know. I could hear the boos through the screen. But no, I use AI a lot. I'm, again, certified AI professional. I have built tools to help this thing easier for me and make this thing easier for me and my wife. There's a fly in here, and I'm gonna I'm going to lose it if this fly doesn't leave me alone. So yeah, I use AI to kind of help calculate, hey, is this a good buy or it's not, especially if I don't know what it is. But everything that we sell has to pass the, how does it look? How does it feel? You know, is it something that I would buy test? And that's for me and my wife. So just keep that in mind as you're going out there. If you're just now starting on your journey, don't think that there's, you know, a course that you need to take to actually be successful in this, because you just kind of got to get started. Speaking of which, now that I've rambled for probably 30-40 minutes, let's get into what sold. And this is from Friday. Actually, no, this is from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. Now I'm working with like new software and new everything here because this is our first video doing this, and it's my first time using this software, so it might be a little shaky. But if you stick around, I promise you I will get better at this. Let's see if I know how to do this. Let's go to what's sold. Oh, that's fancy. That's fancy. I like that. Okay, so we use Nifty. This is not an ad because I don't sell people shit like that. Well, I do, but you know what I mean. That's just what we use to kind of help organize. We didn't at first, but quickly when it came to like cross listing mainly, I was like, yeah, we need to go ahead and invest in something that's going to just save us time. Again, I work full time. I have a pretty demanding corporate job. The time it was just going to take us to scale to where we want, Nifty made sense for us. You don't have to do that though. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. I'll tell you what, let's go into some analytics. Let's get this numbers out of the way so I can move on to the fun stuff. Okay. So like I said, we really started this thing in April. Technically we started in March. I want to say March 20th. So let's do that. Let's do the whole thing. So we started this thing March 20th ish, or our first sale, I think, was March 20th, somewhere around there. Doesn't really matter. Since then we've been, trying to scale it, grow it. We've done okay. I'm not going to lie to you. 827 items listed. We've had 272 units sold. Now, this 32.9% sell-through rate it's a tricky number as it pertains to accuracy, simply because we have started to list at a different rate than initially, and we've changed that rate so many times that like I just have a hard time trusting the validity of that data. I don't really care too much about that right now. 6 months in, we'll have a different conversation about that. But as it is right now, it's like, now our most recent data, I do kind of look at it and I like to see it a little bit healthier, but that's kind of where I stand on that for now. Especially if you're in your first few months, just list. It's going to take time to build your store up. It's going to take time to, figure out what works for you. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Give yourself that time. Allow yourself that grace. You know what I mean? So yeah, total revenue we've done since we started doing this, $6,294.13. It's not bad. Not going to lie to you. Total profit is $4,202.31. Again, the majority of our inventory comes from the Goodwill bins. So we're buying so much that it comes out to average, like we're probably at like 100. We're probably at like $1.49 per piece after we, do the math on it. And we don't do specific math. Like what we'll do is say we buy, 50 pieces for $100 just to make the math even, right? That's going to be $2 a piece. We do the math that way. I want to say overall, we're probably sitting at around $1.49, $1.50, something like that. So we have pretty good profit margins. As you can see here, for us, eBay, revenue-wise, eBay's led the way. eBay is, at first it started off with Poshmark for us. So Poshmark's what really kicked it off for us strong. eBay has now come on and really eBay runs our business right now. And I'm not mad at that at all. I really love eBay. I love Poshmark too. Here's my thing. A sell is a sell. As long as you're keeping your inventory costs and your cost of goods low, it gives you more wiggle room. Now, there's people in this that's cutthroat, that's like, I need to make exactly this percentage on each item and this. I'm not so much, because I know what I've got into something, and so I let things go on offers all the time. Sure, could I possibly have, squeezed a little more profit out of this? Probably, but again, to each his own, right? So yeah, we do cross lists: eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop. We recently added Etsy. Have yet to get a sale over there. Not a big fan so far, but we will see how that goes. Yeah, and it goes in that order: eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and then Mercari's a fairly new one for us as well. Nike, we sell a lot of Nike, and it's so funny because I hear people say, hey, don't buy this; it's oversaturated. Don't listen to all that stuff. See it? Does it look good? Does it feel good? Is it quality? Would you buy it? Would you buy it for somebody you know, or would somebody you know buy it? If that's the case, it's usually a pretty good investment. That's how we move. So yeah, this is all time. This is what we've done since we started this thing. Let's get some more recent data. So April, first full month in business, and we did $566 in total profit, $857 in revenue. Excuse me. But yeah, 566 in profit. It's nothing to write home about, but we were like super duper excited to hit $500 in profit. So, hey, everybody starts somewhere. To us, that was a really, really good start. I was ecstatic with that. We moved on to May, and the one thing I will say is May is when we really started adding inventory. Like, the real boost in what we were doing, we really felt solid about like how we were operating, and so we let the investment show that. We were able to double 1,600 in revenue, 1,042 in profit. I felt good about that too. Anytime you can increase month over month is good. It also just continued to feed us the signals that yes, the things that we're purchasing are things that people want to buy. And it just feels good to get the validation of, okay, this is something that we can not just do and sustain, but we can scale it and we can grow it. So yeah, broke 1,000 for profit in the month of May. June was more of the same. June started out kind of slow for us though. I know they say the summertime is the slow month, so I don't really know about that because I wasn't in the business last year, but it's all we know, so you're never going to hear me complain about it. Again, great growth again in June. We did 2,461 in revenue, 1,645 in profit. So, grew the profit once again. June is when eBay really skyrocketed for us. It carried us in June. Depop woke up for us in June as well. It took a minute. It really did. Depop still is, we still do good on Depop. It's just, it seemed like it came along kind of late, but once it did, it really, as you can see for June, I don't know if you guys can see this part. Again, I'm not good with this tech yet. As you can see, it almost caught up with Poshmark. So June, I was super excited with June, $1,600 in profit. That's, you're scaling a business, and it is something that we're scaling at a rate that we know we can handle it. Now, I'm a little concerned. Not really. We didn't have a super strict inventory system. We just kind of had stuff places, and it hasn't bit us in the butt yet, but before it does, we are implementing some better plans. Actually, we're going into a numbered system. We're started this weekend. I'm going through stuff. I'm looking over here. So we have a rack right back here with stuff that needs to be processed from her Ben's trip today. Totes all along the wall in the corners there. If you're going to do it, I would say make it easier on yourself and know how you want to keep track of your inventory from day one. A SKU system, I would have done that. We should have done that. But here we are. We're doing it now. Again, it hasn't really bitten us in the butt. It's just as we get higher and higher for inventory, like our number or listed number, I could see it getting out of hand if we don't have a good system. So we're jumping in. We're doing that now. It's never too late, but if you can get it early, just do that shit early. Don't play yourself. So yeah, in June, 99 units sold. Again, $1,600 in profit. I was not mad at that at all. So far in July, and today is Saturday the 11th. So far, we've sold 40 units, 851 in profit, 1,100 in revenue. Again, things are going well. Poshmark has woke back up for us this month, so I'm really happy with that. eBay is still, kind of carrying the way, but it was good to see the last 3 days, I would say. Poshmark has really woken up. So that being said, let's go to some fun what sold stuff, because I know that's why y'all are here and you're probably tired of me talking. All right, so let's get into Thursday. This would have been Thursday the 9th. Judith March white rhinestone star horseshoe sweatshirt medium. Item sold for $25. We sold this. We actually just got a 5-star back from her today, so glad you enjoy it. Yeah, we ship out same day. So if you get your order in with us by 2 p.m., that thing is out and in the mailbox that same day. That is something that we choose to do because we have the resources, as in like time. My wife is at home to do that. So fast shipping is really important to us, and we try to, make that happen. This was a Ben's pickup. I didn't know what it was. Maybe my wife picked this one up. We didn't know what it was prior to this, but I don't know. Looked cool. Feels like quality. Now we always disclose any kind of flaws or anything. This was great though. But yeah, just another little item here. Like I said, sold for $25 on Poshmark. Our cost of goods was probably like $1.49 on that haul. Eddie Bauer gray cargo shorts. Yeah. So I remember I had a bench trip and I passed up so many of these like cargo shorts because I was like, we're not still wearing those, are they? Like, it just didn't feel like something that would sell. And then I kept noticing it. I was watching someone else's video and they were selling a lot of like these kind of cargo shorts. So we seen them. I picked them up. I think I got these from the regular Goodwill, if I'm being honest. And I probably paid like $4.99 for it. That's the prices at our Goodwill. So yeah, not a bad pickup. Ended up selling, I believe the 2090 was what we got. It was on sale, so they just picked it up. This sold recently too. Her Universe Studio Ghibli Kiki's Delivery Service Cardigan Women's MD Kawaii. I have no idea what that shit means. I don't know what it means. It does look cool though. If you're into that stuff, this would have been for you. $39. It was another Ben's find. So we were probably into it for $1.50. It looks cool. I'd never heard of Her Universe. It sells. Just kind of hammering home that point of you don't have to be an expert to do this. Let's move on to, I like this though. I like 90s stuff. I'm a vintage kind of guy. So White Stag floral paisley sleeveless button up blouse. This was a plus size as well. This would have been a Ben's pickup as well. My wife would have got this one. $18.99. These things, especially the White Stag. We've got a few more White Stag pieces. They sell for us. Vintage really sells for us. We look vintage first. Like at our Ben's, it's interesting too because like it's always packed for one. But people tend to pass the vintage up. Like, and I get it. People get into their own niche and they know what they're looking for. So like they just get what they're looking for. And I understand that fully. But like we don't, man. I love picking up vintage. My wife loves picking up vintage. And so yeah, this was a Ben's find. $18.99. We had $1 something into it all day long. The next was Kentucky Wildcats running shorts women. So small. So listen, I source these off of Depop. So Depop was running free shipping. I think that ended this weekend. A girl had a pair of black ones I got as well. I feel like I want to say I got 3 of them from her. But she played softball for the University of Kentucky. I think she's still there. And these were just team issued, and she was just trying to get rid of them. I think I paid $2 a piece. $22. Very, very nice pair of shorts. I'm from Kentucky, so like anything Kentucky, I got a soft spot in my heart for. So yeah, these sold. I got a black pair as well, and maybe gray. I don't know why I feel like I have a gray one, but I feel like I got a gray one as well. Adidas women's running shorts. I don't know if we got these at the bins or if she bought these through Depop, because so we started selling a lot of these types of running shorts. So we made an effort to make sure that we went and sourced enough of these. And so we were doing a lot of them from Depop, actually. So I don't know which one it was. $14 ended up selling on Poshmark. I'm going to die. Let me get something to drink. Hold on. It's much better. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where we got them from, but I know we couldn't have paid no more than $2 for that. Howler Brothers Western Polo shirt. We sell a lot of polo shirts. It's my thing. I look for them. I normally get the polo shirts from the local Goodwill that we have here. Mainly just because like we have a really quality Goodwill close to. We're really fortunate. So yeah, and they're $4.99. I get them there. I don't know. This looks like one my wife would have picked up though at the bins. $25. Men's polos sell really, really well for us. Men's work clothes, period. Especially if you get like the golf polos, because it's golf season, but like you could wear those to the course or the office. That's been really big for us. So always pick them up. Always pick them up if you see them and they're in good condition, good sizing. Not all the golf polos are worth it, but I haven't ran across many that weren't. So like, just keep that in mind. Next up. So this one we got at the Goodwill that's near us, our local one. My daughter, she just turned 7 on the 4th of July, Zoe. She has got an eye for like vintage t-shirts. It's a thing. Probably 3 of the t-shirts that she's picked out has sold this weekend. This is one of them. It's just a destination shirt. It's Destin, Florida. The back porch, I'm thinking that might be some restaurant there. I'm not even sure, but she's seen it as she's going through the racks with me. And she's like, ooh, daddy, I like this one. Another one in this group of sales is hers too. But yeah, like she's 7 years old. I think she's got the eye for it. Every time she's like, hey, daddy, look at this. It's usually some really, really good shit. So this sold. I think I took an offer for 20 on this one. But yeah, just the basic t-shirt. But again, does it look good? It caught my 7-year-old's eye. It caught my eye. Somebody's going to love this. The graphic looks great. That's how we got to this pickup here. This just recently sold. This is out of order because I know this sold maybe an hour ago. Hummel men's white and red t-shirt. I think it's soccer. Don't know. Bins. Paid $1.50. I did take an offer. I believe it was 25 maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I don't remember. But it just recently sold on Depop. No, it was 29. It was boosted. The fee out was what made it that. Yeah. So yeah. Somebody's going to want it. I usually grab any kind of soccer jerseys and or shirts just because it's a global game and we sell globally. Now this went local, or actually I think it went to Arizona, but still like, hey, does it pass the test? Does it look good? Would you buy it? Would you buy it for somebody you love, or would somebody you love buy it? Somebody will. This is where we're at. Another sale from Vintage, the Hulkamania t-shirt. So I bought this t-shirt one night. I bought this before he died. I don't know why that matters, but yeah. I bought this t-shirt before he died. I was on Whatnot. Like, I discovered what Whatnot was late just because I don't know. I jumped on there and I was like, what is this? What are live auctions? What does this mean? And I was on there. I was hooked. It would have been before Chris. I don't remember when it was, but I jumped on there and yeah, ended up bidding and winning this shirt. I paid $5 for the shirt. I got something else in that auction as well. So like total cost into this is probably like $7 outside of shipping. I didn't make a ton of money on this shirt, but I had it. I don't know why I bought this when I did. It took forever to sell. I think we listed this on day one of us going into this. It's been listed ever since. I'm so glad to finally get rid of this shirt. No disrespect to the Hulkster. It's just, I was excited to be on Whatnot, and I probably shouldn't have never bought that. Disney Mickey Mouse sweatshirt blue. So this sweatshirt in particular was a Ben's find, and it was an early Ben's, like maybe the second time we went. We have had this listed since April-ish. I do know that it got a lot of attention literally from day one, and it kept getting consistent attention. I believe I may have priced it too high in the beginning, dropped the price a little bit. It still got attention, but didn't sell. People got a lot of likes, wouldn't sell. It finally did sell, $22. I like it. I honestly thought my wife was going to end up keeping this one for our trip to Disney, but she didn't say she wanted that, which is weird because if we pick stuff, she'll be like, ooh, I want to keep that. Usually it sells when she says that. But yeah, so it finally sold. $22 Poshmark. I'll take it. That's a win. This was another, I think my daughter picked this one out, but it might have been a Ben's from my wife on this one. One of them that she picked it up, but she only picked it up because we had sold a couple others. Salty Dog Surf Shop. This is Daytona Beach. This one is good because it's on the comfort colors. I don't know what you know about t-shirts, but like me personally, I really, really like comfort colors. Quality shirt, cool graphics on it. Destinations usually do well for us. So Daytona Beach, got $15 out of it. I think it's a pretty good sell. Adidas Indiana Hoosiers hoodie. This was definitely a Goodwill pickup. I think I paid $4.99 for this. I do remember when we got this one. It's in great condition. $23.74, sold on eBay today actually. Glad to see it move, but we didn't have it really long. So this is a collegiate gear. Really works for us. We're in Indiana, so we get a lot of IU, a lot of Purdue. We've sold so much of both, but just anywhere. I think I've sold some Michigan stuff. Collegiate gear sales. It's always, it's always a pickup for me. It's always on my list. So another one of those, got a good sell out of that. This is another one of them my daughter picked up. So it's a Ken Griffey Jr. t-shirt. I remember she's seen it and she like gets it off the rack and brings it over to me. And she's like, Dad, this is funny. He's blowing a bubble. And I grab the shirt and I look and I'm like, you've done it again. Like, I love this shirt. It's a men's large and I'm larger than that. So I would have kept it for myself. It finally sold today. I do have a feeling it's going to be back for sale soon. Literally like a couple hours after the person buys it, they're like, oh, I didn't realize it was a men's large, even though it's right in the title. I didn't want to buy this. And I'm like, what? It shipped already. Again, we shipped same day. Our mail hadn't ran. I got it in like 20 minutes after he placed the order. Anyways, so I was like, hey, just give it Poshmark. Handle that on your end. You know what I'm saying? It shipped. He's probably going to return it, which is completely fine with me. Send it back. I'll relist it again. I know it'll sell again. I love that shirt though. She did a really good job with that one. These also sold this morning, I think. American Eagle green cargo pants, women's size 6. These were the wide leg, and I ain't gonna lie, my wife picked these up, and I was like, yeah, you gotta show support. But I was like, this shit's not gonna sell. Those look crazy. That style is not coming back. Sold, and I'm pretty sure it sold for full asking price. So yeah, little do I know, you know what I mean? She got a good sell out of it. Picked these up at the bins. Even though they weigh a little more, again, we just kind of average out the price. So I think this trip here, she spent a lot on that trip. We got so much stuff though. And we got the cost of goods down to $1.21 on that one. Vintage 90s Jane Ashley floral. This one is nice too. Again, we do a lot of vintage. We look for it. We hunt for it. We would like that to be our calling card. These here, this is probably the third or fourth piece like this that we have sold. Let me go through, show some other pictures. I guess I can get interactive with you guys. Yeah. Great piece here. Glad to see it move. Always, my wife always will pick up these. She doesn't come back from a Ben's trip without at least one of these types of pieces. But they sell. So like, hey, you know, if you come across them, grab it just because, hey, it passes the test and it sells. It sells every time for us. I think I got one left. Good. Okay. I do the shoes. So the local Goodwill for us, not the bins. I've gotten some shoes from the bins. Our bins are so crazy though that they just kind of pile the shoes in. Not together. I've seen bins videos where they were like rubber band together. Ours is not like that at all. There's that goddamn fly again. Anyways, ours is not like that at all. So like, if you're not there when they bring it out, you're probably not gonna ever find two matches. So I've went over to that bin and found great shoes. One of them because someone's got them in their cart. Whatever. I usually don't even go over there anymore. But our local Goodwill store, they have a great selection of shoes. I have been doing shoes for probably a month and a half now. Asics, Merrells, obviously Nikes, Mizuno. That's another one. I sold some other ones too. Brooks. Yeah, those sell. I get quite a bit of them from over there. They usually don't run me any more than $10. Some of them are $7.99. Our Goodwills do not run sales. So again, I think the pricing is fair. So I don't complain much. Cause they could run the price up on shoes and they don't really do that at the one that I go to. So if you see a pair of shoes, I pay $10 for it or $7.99 on some of them. I believe these were $10. $28.49. I'm not gonna make a ton on it, but you know, it's a good shoe to move. I hadn't moved the shoe in like 3 days, and so I was like, "Hey, I really want to sell a pair of shoes," and I believe I took a $25 offer when it came through. So, yeah, that's what sold from Thursday through tonight, which is Saturday. I'm guessing these are gonna get better. Can't get much worse. If you stuck through this, question all your life decisions. Oh, so one more thing before we get out of here, because why not? I told you guys like I do AI stuff even in my corporate world. So like I'm really big on AI. I do want to say you don't have to use AI to be successful in this business at all. Use the tools that you're used to using, but like also there's things out there that can help you run the business. I have built agents to kind of do everything we needed to do. Even one to be our super duper, sometimes rude and harsh CFO. So yeah, I'm also a dashboard guy, so don't hate me. This is a super AI generated illustration of our daughter and our son. But I'll scroll quickly through this because I know people don't really care. This is how I like to present data to my wife. I present data at work through dashboards and things like that too. So like, this is just kind of my thing, but I run this, I give it our information from Nifty a lot to kind of figure out where we stand. This is a month to date for July. It's a lot of stuff built into it. I use Claude. You can use whatever you want to use. I am a visual guy, so I have fine-tuned it to look visually the way like I want it to look. You can do, you know, whatever you want. I also built in some little fun calculate this if I do this things. So yeah, it gives us what we need to kind of stay on top of our game. I like to use the AI. Let me see if I can switch scenes and not break this. Yeah. So I like to use AI as a impartial third party. I have trained all of the AIs that I use to be impartial. We stick to the data. Things can feel like it's going really, really well. I like to take the raw data in Excel sheets and things like that, feed it into our agent and be like, no, just by the numbers, tell me what's happening. It knows what our goals are and our scaling goals and things like that. So it makes sure that the decisions that we are making are validated on the basis of what we're trying to accomplish. It's probably way too far into this for this type of video, I know, but my point is use the tools that are available to you. I am not saying you need to use AI to run your business. I am just saying use AI kind of like a calculator as a check sometimes, you know, especially in like something like reselling where you might get romantic about the pieces that you have and the inventory and like things like that. Sometimes you got to take the romance out of it and just like, hey, hard numbers, what are we looking at? And my wife's never going to do that, and that's fine. That's what makes our partnership really good, because I usually start there. So yeah, that's kind of how we've been running things. It's working really well for us so far. Not just we're making money, but I'm happy doing it. It feels good to do it. It's been a pleasure to watch her grow into this thing and get better at what she's choosing. She sources better shit than I do now, which is, don't tell her I said that, but very impressive. I'm always super impressed with her Benz hauls. Yeah, man, this is the beginning of the journey. This is video 1. I rambled. I will continue to ramble. Hopefully her videos are way more fun, brings the people in and entertains them, because it's fucking YouTube. It's supposed to be entertaining, right? It's 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'm getting off of here. I don't want to entertain people anymore. I want to go see if my wife is still awake. Peace. Oh, like, subscribe, the shit that you're supposed to do for the... Y'all got it. You got it.